Hey guys, what's up? Just Gaming here, and Wave 2 of the Mattel Halo action figures have been fully revealed at Toy Fair this weekend, and I'm going to be breaking down everything we know about the new figures releasing this fall, from the pictures we have from Toy Fair and just some information that Mattel has said concerning the figures that are releasing. So basically, we know we have the 12-inch figures and the 6-inch figures. I'm going to be breaking down the pictures you know about each one. So starting off with the 12-inch figures, we know that they're going to probably be $10 just like they were last year when they released. And first we see the Promethean Soldier, which already released. I don't have too much to say about it. I'm going to kind of skim through the ones that already came out. So the Promethean Soldier I think looks okay. This Spartan Helljumper that I think actually looks pretty bad. Like I said, I didn't buy any of the 10-inch ones last year, or the 12-inch ones, because I didn't think they were very cool, and I just didn't like the look of them and how bad the paint was. But I think the paint on this Helljumper actually looks pretty bad. I'm not impressed at all, and it looks really similar to the one McFarlane made in their last wave, so I assume it's somewhat inspired by that, but I think it looks okay. Then we have Master Chief again, who I think looks fine. Again, here at your release, same with Locke. And then we have some big news, which is we finally have a Veil 12-inch figure, which, like I said, like all the other ones, will be releasing in fall of 2017, and I'm really impressed that we finally have a Veil figure. I'm really happy that Mattel is making a lot of figures still from Halo 5 and from Halo Wars 2, but I do think the Veil looks decent. The visor does look a little too dark, but maybe it's just the pictures, and it does come with an SMG where the paint looks okay, but like I said, the paint on this one, it's alright. I'm not really impressed, but that's what pretty much the same with all the 12-inch figures. Then we have a Jerome figure that I actually think looks pretty good, even though the paint on the shotgun does not look good like most of the other 12-inch figures, but I do think it looks alright. I may get this one. I like the Mark IV, but obviously that's not due to the figure, just the design of him in general, but I do think the figure does a pretty good job of taking the design of Jerome that's great from Halo Wars and putting it into a figure form, so I am somewhat impressed. I think it looks okay. So that's basically it for the 12-inch figures. Like I said, not too much new stuff, pretty much just the fact that we have Jerome and a new Veil figure. That's the main stuff, so I am pretty happy about that. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the 12-inch figures, but it is cool that we at least have some variety, and I'm sure some people will be interested in the new 12-inch figures. So next we have the 6-inch figures. And we're going to start off with Veil, who I actually think looks pretty good. The paint, however, does look pretty good. However, I think she does look a little bit too big because Veil is usually seen being more slender and skinny. But I do think Veil looks pretty good, and the fact that we actually have a Veil figure now, this main 6-inch, I'm really happy with. She is coming with a SMG and a Needler, I believe, but the visor paint looks a lot better here, and the fact that we're getting a Veil figure, I know people are happy about, because even though that she didn't have much character development in Halo 5, I still was a fan of her. She was pretty cool, so it's cool that we finally have a figure and that Mattel is taking the initiative and making one. So now we have a Buck figure, which I was actually kind of confused they were making, because I just wasn't really expecting them to make another one, but they're obviously trying to just make up for all the things that McFarlane made before they didn't have the license anymore. But we do have a Buck figure where I can assume you can remove his helmet and then put on a normal head, which I think the face sculpt of the head looks alright, nothing special. This seems like what you expect from a Mattel figure, but it looks pretty good. And he also comes with a pistol, where again the paint isn't too great, but we haven't seen any figure pictures where the figure has the main, his normal ODST helmet on. So like I said, I don't know what to really say about it. It looks okay, but I'm kind of happy we're getting a Buck figure. Then we have a Grunt figure where I kind of have mixed feelings on it. This is also going to be the Build-A-Figure for the second wave, where if you collect all the figures, you can put them parts together and make this Grunt, which I think looks, like I said, okay. I think the sculpt mainly looks decent, and then the paint on the detail on his skin could definitely be a lot better. I am happy it comes with a Needler, that's pretty cool, but yeah, the paint on basically his skin and just the amount of detail is really not there, and it's really lacking, so I'm really disappointed about that, but I do think it looks okay. Then we have a new Master Chief, but it does look like it has a cracked visor, so I'm going to assume this is a new figure. He comes with a sniper and a bolt shot, so he does look pretty cool. I like that they're giving us even more Master Chiefs, which is kind of cool to have a variety. The paint looks fine. I am happy that he has a cracked visor, just like in Halo 5, so that is pretty cool. Now before we get to the final 6-inch figure that I know everyone is excited to hear about, I just want to mention the two Halo Wars 2 figures again that I already did a video on earlier in the week. But again, we see some pictures of the two figures, and they both continue to look great, especially Atriox, who I think looks awesome and could possibly be Mattel's best Halo figure they've made yet. And the 6-inch Jerome one also looks cool. Like I said, the paint, mainly on the Jerome figure and the weapons, looks decent enough, but it does look pretty good. And the Atriox figure, like I said, continues to look amazing, and I haven't really seen anything from the Atriox figure that would make me doubt that. So I'm going to assume that's probably going to be one of their best sellers. And if you guys are interested in Halo Wars 2, which already did release, then you should definitely pick up the figure if you're into that. And now the final figure we have is one that I completely wasn't expecting, but we finally have a new Arbiter figure, and I can already tell by the reaction on Twitter when I posted about this around an hour ago that fans are really happy to see this new figure. I, for one, am really happy to see this design from it. I know the design from the new art style from Halos 4 and 5 of the Elites isn't really loved, but I do love the, kind of design of the Arbiter's armor. Even though I know a lot of people don't like it, I personally like his armor design, not the fact that the Elites are huge and, bulking now, but I can understand a lot of people just being upset that they're going with this, but I know a lot of people are still going to be happy that we are getting an Arbiter figure finally, and he comes with the Prophet's Bane, where the paint I think looks decent. Doesn't really look like the Prophet's Bane. It's not really transparent, but they got the shape right, which is cool, so I am happy about that. But the Arbiter figure looks really cool, and I can already tell that's going to be, along with Atriox, one of their best sellers. Probably those two, I assume, are going to be the best sellers of this new wave, and I am pretty much satisfied with this wave. We have some really cool figures, some ones that don't look great, but I will probably be getting this Arbiter figure just because it does look pretty cool, and I like the Arbiter as a character, even though in Halo 5 he wasn't portrayed in the best way. So that's all we have for Wave 2. I'm really impressed with how much Mattel is making their figures. It's really nice to be in an age of Halo toys again, where we finally have more figures from all parts of the Halo universe, not just the main games. We have Halo Wars 2, we have Halo 5, and we even have Hot Wheels. We have more companies that are getting the license to Halo, making great toys. And even though I know a lot of people, myself included, don't love Mattel as much as they did McFarlane, because McFarlane, up until the end, started making great toys for Halo, especially in the Halo 3 and Reach days, I know you can't really argue with the fact that they're doing a good job of at least producing a good amount of figures, even if they're not the best quality. We do have some great ones, such as the Arbiter and Atriox. So tell me which figures you guys are going to be getting, and what your thoughts are on the fact that we're getting an Atriox, a Veil, and an Arbiter figure, mainly on Veil and Arbiter, since we already had the release of the announcement of Atriox. So tell me what you guys' thoughts are on the fact that we're finally getting an Arbiter figure, and if you will be picking him up when he releases with all these other figures in fall of this year. Alright guys, thanks for watching Majestic Gaming.